Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We will go ahead and get started in just a few minutes, just letting everybody trickle in. All right, it looks like we have a pretty good number of attendees, Rick, if we want to go ahead and get started.
That sounds great, Annika.
All right, so hello, everybody, and welcome to our Secure Go Reader webinar today. Thank you so much for attending. My name is Anna Kitchencholo, and I work in marketing for Software House. And today, Rick Foki is going to be guiding us through the Secure Go Reader launch. So Rick Foki is our Director of Product Management for Software House. And I will pass it over to him after just a few housekeeping items. But just to make sure everybody knows to use the question box that you see on the side of your screen. If you have any questions, we'll pause and answer some of those throughout the presentation. Everyone is in listen mode, so if you want to use the chat function or the question box, please feel free to use that. And also this session will be recorded, so we will have it later on for our website. So I think, Rick, without further ado, I'll pass it over to you.
Okay, thanks, Annika. Again, this is Rick Foki from Software House. We're here to give you a refresh of our Secure Go Reader product. The Go Reader is a great tool for remote card validation of your Secure system. It's actually been out in the market about 6 years, if I'm not mistaken, in various different hardware platforms. And today we have a brand new hardware single embedded unit to talk about, and some other new read head possibilities you can consider. So without further ado, let's get started. First question people ask is, well, why do I need this thing? What's the deal? And when you think about it, it really does give you a nice way to extend your Secure system, the full power of the Secure system, in that you're not just validating cards on this portable device, you're validating the person's clearance for that device. Okay, so you can restrict who gets validated. It's not just checking the card itself and seeing if it's lost or stolen or disabled. You can check to see if the person has access rights at that particular door, gate, at the unit. So it really is a nice, precise way to manage people's access rights remotely. You can also do things like turn on random screening. So every 10 or 100 persons get pulled aside for additional vetting, just like the TSA at the airports. You can control who is in and out of areas. You can manage people on field trips. You can do a lot of things that we'll talk about here. Again, it's been out for about 6 years, so I wanted to give a quick summary of the current features and what's new for Go Reader. Okay, here you see the new unit here. It reads cards, it reads barcodes. It's a nice lightweight unit. Okay, so here are some of the use cases. Again, over the last 6 years, it seems like offsite events are a popular use case for this thing. People set up a nice corporate party maybe, and they'll make sure that just the corporate employees attend the party. right? In fact, there's a anti-passback feature built in so that a person can't enter the party and then give the card to their friend and have the friend enter the party. You can set up a little, unit by unit anti-passback mode there. Gate control is also a big one. You might just have the guard, check IDs as people approach the gate. And just a roaming checkpoint. That's been a popular use case as well, where, with the back to work scenarios, you're not really sure who's on site, who's off, who's supposed to be on site. This gives you a great way to validate exactly who is authorized, for these different sites or campuses or facilities. Visitor checking is good too. We added barcode reading to the unit a few years ago. So if you print out visitor passes, those paper type passes, or maybe on somebody's phone, you have a barcode. This device could read them and get them into the facility. Okay. We also have on the line here Rash Shrivers. He's one of our product marketing managers, and he's been very instrumental in launching the Go Reader over the years. So feel free to chime in, Raph, with some of your experience with the Go Reader.
Yeah, actually, yeah, and you said already in the beginning, it is out since a long time, but we added so many great features, actually tools, solutions that extend our CQ 9000 access control system just beyond security, even typically with visitor check on a, absolutely great tools, great solution. Thank you, Rick.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the first use case here. Again, this is just a basic validating the card, validating the card in the clearance. You can see, the read heads at the top of this unit here. You present the card, either the Prox or iClass or MyFair card to it. I've got the random screening going on if you want. We also have the feature we introduced a few years ago where we can, if you want, we can record and track the location of each card swipe. That's pretty cool. And then once the unit is synchronized back to Secure, either in real time or later, those locations can show up on a map. So you can see kind of where the swipes have taken place. Okay. You can also add some personal fields to the actual display. Okay, choose 3 different fields to display, like department or expiration date. It's just a nice way to validate. So with that, I'm going to show one of our new videos right now. I'm going to switch over to that just to give you like a 1-minute glimpse of the unit in action here. Okay, so hopefully you got a little more feel for how the thing's used. Okay, so that's the basic mode here. A lot of our use cases revolve around mustering. Something happens, you have to evacuate personnel. You need to keep track of those personnel, where they are. Okay, are they still in the building? Are they out? Have they been, swiped in at the parking lot, at the muster point? So we have the emergency mustering mode in the Go Reader. Okay, you can even manual muster. If somebody races out and forgets their card, no problem. The person goes up to the guard can search for that person really quickly, pull them up, and then manually muster the person so they're outside of the building. Now, traditionally, the mustering has been only available when you're online, when the unit is actually communicating in real time to the secure server. With this new rev that we just launched, we now support offline mustering. Okay, so if your network is down during the emergency, okay, the guard can grab the unit, which has been online in a docking station, getting synchronized, and the unit will use its last known good database and do its best effort to get people mustered. Okay, so online or offline mustering now is available. And that's a nice add to the Go Reader application. Okay, you can see some of the screenshots here, and you can print out the information, who's still in the building, and give that to the first responders. Okay. In fact, I'm going to do a little video of that. Okay. Okay, so great. Hopefully you got a little taste of the mustering application. I know there's a person in the questions that can't see the video. I'm not sure what's going on there, but the videos are posted. I do have a link for the videos that you can, view at your own leisure. Monica, do you have any questions that have come in? Any other questions?
Yeah, just one. Got a question for what version has offline mustering?
Okay. Yeah, the offline mustering will require Secure 9000 version 3.0.1, which is our currently released version. Okay. So yeah, if you're at whatever 2.7, 2.9, you got to get your customers up to 3.0 to do the offline mustering, because it did take a little server side work to get that feature. Okay, so keep the questions coming. Don't be shy. Let's move on. There's actually kind of 4 main modes with Go Reader. So here's the third one. This is the ability to actually control a gate, not just by verifying the card, but unlocking the door or the gate. Okay, you can actually impersonate an existing wired iStar controller door. Tell the Go Reader, hey, take over this door. It's a properly configured and wired up door, in the Secure system. And when you get valid access, we'll have that gate open. Okay, you can even pair it to the door for area control. So you have to pass through this gate before the person can use the card at the main entrance of the building, for example. Now that's pretty cool, to actually coordinate it with the physical controllers in your building. Now you have to be online, of course, for this operation to work. Okay, so make sure you have either long-range Wi-Fi or 3G, 4G going on with that unit. Okay, but yeah, this is something we added about 2 years ago, I think, and people are just getting used to the fact that you can do this, iStar tie-in to the Go Reader. Okay, so yeah, that's the third mode, and then the fourth one here is very cool as well. This is the idea of a checkpoint, we call it. And the idea here is you have a bus trip and you want to, badge people onto the bus. Let's say you have, 20 employees going on to some site visit or to a hazardous area or whatever. So you check them in. And then when the trip is over, you want to check them out to make sure you get the same number of people. Okay. And if you don't, well, now you get a list of who is missing for that field trip. Okay, so there's check-in, there's check-out, and there's a validate mode. So during the field trip, you can still make sure there's, still 20 people in your group. Have them all just, rebadge and continue on with, their work. So it's great for subcontractors, make sure they're in the right area, or visitors, just to keep tabs on people. And as with the other transactions, okay, we do record the GIS location if you choose to set that up. It's sort of a privacy thing. You can choose to turn it on or not. And that will be mapped onto a map in Secure once the unit is online and it uploads all of its transactions back to the main server. Okay, now if you're online already, in real time, then those transactions are uploaded in real time. Okay, so those are the 4 modes, okay, of the unit. So pause there again. Any questions that have come in?
Yep, we have one for what is the ship date, I think, for the Secure Reader.
Yeah, ship date is today. Good question. This thing is ready to rock and roll. We have units in stock. The app is posted. We are waiting for the driver to be posted for that 301 offline mustering. That should be done this week. But yeah, we're good to go.
Awesome.
Okay. Great. Well, now let's get to this new hardware support. Okay. We do have this new handheld unit that is fully compatible with Go Reader. It's called the Access ER. and it's an off-the-shelf Android device, okay? And it has a built-in area for the HID OmniKey read head, okay? And it's great that it's HID because it gives us the ability to read prox cards. In fact, Indala prox, you know, the older prox types of cards. Of course, it reads the I-class and CIOS cards from HID. You can program it for the Elite Key if you have a customer that uses the HID Elite Key program. And yeah, mobile credentials it can use for validation. And we can also program the units. It takes a little bit of configuration, but we can program the units to read an encrypted MyFair or DeskFire card and grant authorization from those cards. Okay, we mentioned the barcode ability. This has a nice barcode scanner with a little laser thing to help you target where the barcode is. And there's 3 ways to connect back to your secure server, either through Wi-Fi, through cellular, okay, up to 4G, or LAN connectivity. You know, if you're mounting the unit in the docking station, you can attach the LAN port and have it, you know, just synchronize while it's in the docking station and being charged. Okay, it's good to synchronize it like that because as you add cards, change pictures and all that, they all get synchronized in real time in the background down to the device, because in general these devices have a nice offline database. Okay, up to 250,000 credentials can be downloaded to a single device. Okay, with this new unit, we did notice that in the back of the docking station here, you can slide in a second battery to be charged. Okay, so you don't have to, you know, just charge the unit. You know, you can just swap out the battery, put in the fresh one, and then put the old battery back in the docking station to charge up. And the battery should last about a day, you know, a shift, 8 to 10 hours. Okay, so yeah, that's the latest hardware platform. Again, it's in stock. We do have some nice accessories as well. Here you see the unit. The back here is, you know, where you slide out the battery. You can buy there's a little holster, a synthetic holster that you can get to help protect it. There's also a nice leather case. And then here's the docking station front and back, which I highly recommend. You know, it's just so nice to dock it and get it charged and have it connected to your server. Okay, well, it's also charging. Now, the second hardware platform we're supporting now is a fairly new independent read head from RF Ideas. It's called the Wave Nano. And basically, in this case, you'd bring your own Android device, BYOD, right? If your customers insist on a certain model, they have their certain, you know, corporate IT policies, fine, bring that separate Android device, and then you can plug in one of these read heads into the device's USB-C port to do the card reading. There's 2 models. Okay, one provides you with proximity reading, and a separate model provides you with the I-class and CIOS card reading. You can't do both on a single read head. These things are way too small for that. Okay, these are about, you know, an inch, if that, maybe 3 centimeters. So you have to choose which kind of card you want to be reading here, but just plug it in, and the Go Reader app allows you to format the reads up to 3 card formats. Okay, it's going to read a 26-bit, a 35-bit at the same time, and they come in just like the card reads I showed you before. Okay, one caveat with this Wave Nano, we do not yet support Elite keys. They do have a model coming out later on, I believe in late 2023, that will support the configuration of an Elite key onto that unit. Okay, so right now it's just the standard HID default keys, okay, for these units. So that's the new hardware that we have. Okay. Questions, Annika?
Yep, we have one. Is offline mode only possible for emergency mustering? Can we use it for remote checkpoint or other uses?
Oh, good question. Yeah, all those modes are available offline. Okay, it's not just the mustering now that's offline. I guess I kind of overlooked that fact. Yeah, the basic card swipe, check the card, that is totally offline supported. The unit has a nice hefty database, up to 250,000 card holders. And then as you swipe the card, it buffers up those transactions. I believe it's up to 10,000. And then once you're online, it just shoves them back up to your server. Okay, and that's for checkpoint, that's for the mustering. Oh, the gate control has to be online. That's right, because you have to control the iStar, right? So you have to do that in real time. But the other modes are all available offline.
Awesome. Okay, we have a few others. Is this available in the UK?
Yes, of course. That was an easy one.
All right. Yep. All right. And then do we have to download an app in order to use Wave Nano read heads on an Android device?
Not a separate app. You just download the Go Reader application from the Google Play Store, and that will give you the support for those Wave Nano units.
Perfect. All right. That's it for questions right now.
Okay, great. Well, speaking of software, that's a good lead into this next slide here. Okay, when you want to get your Go Reader set up on your Seeker system, okay, I kind of made this simple checklist of 4 or 5 device software packages here. First of all, with the new hardware, especially, we're supporting Revs 2.8 and above. Looks like I have a typo there. It should be 2.8, 2.9, or 3.0. Okay, sorry about that. I'll correct that for the next session here. You need the integration driver that goes onto your Secure server. Okay, you need IIS. Okay, Microsoft IIS to establish the web API connectivity. Then you have to license the units. Okay, we do sell a license per device on your Secure server. And then as far as the actual remote devices, you would install the Go Reader app, which is available on the Google Play Store here for the Nano use, for the other hardware. For the new Copernic unit, that's the company's name, is Copernic. You go to the Copper Apps location, which is on the unit when you get it, and you download that Go Reader app. And then there's also a sister app called the Go Reader Driver Services. That's kind of doing the low-level card reading from the read heads and providing the information up to the main app. Okay, so that's the checklist for your software. What's nice is that we did extend the testing up to 100 simultaneous devices per server. Okay, and that should cover most of our customers' use cases. You know, some customers have had, do 20 units, 50 units, but yeah, we can support to 100 devices on each of your Secure servers. Okay, here's a few of the details of how to set it up for those that are going to be responsible for getting these things online and reading the cards. In my opinion, it's very easy. Okay, you have a nice card format editor. You have a little slider to figure out your start bit and end bit for your facility code, for your card number. You can define custom settings to accommodate most every type of card we'll be seeing. Default out of the box with this new hardware unit, read iClass and CIOS. We do read smart card CSNs okay, from our NXP line of cards, MyFair and DeskFire. And we do support multiple card formats simultaneously, so if you have a mixed card population, that's fine. Okay, you can have up to 5 card formats configured on that one device. Then of course we're going to run into customers that use the full power of a smart card, where they want to have the unit read their encrypted MyFair or DeskFire smart card application. Okay, so you have to program the unit with the right read key, with the right sector and block information to read, and this basically requires our professional services group to do that configuration for you. Believe me, it's worth it. You don't want to go through this yourself new. Have our guys and gals do it for you. There's a price for the first unit, and then every other unit is a lot less because they've done it once already. But yeah, this is how we get the units configured for these custom applications. Okay, and then just some things to remember. We did discuss, the online, offline capabilities, right? There you go. I guess I was right. 10,000 transactions can be buffered when you're offline, and those will be, synchronized back up to your server as soon as it gets connectivity. One cool feature we added a few years ago was this configuration of the portraits. As you got into larger jobs, you realized downloading these portraits on huge databases can take forever. Well, not forever, but longer than people want. So we established 3 different modes for portrait synchronization. Especially if you have these nice high-res pictures that you're really proud of. You've taken these really, perfect pictures for your badges, but they're huge. So you can program the unit to either do the full download of the portrait, or you can do a thumbnail, or you can even do no automatic synchronization. Just download the portrait when the person swipes their card. So that saves you upfront time of synchronization. The only thing is you have to be online then to get that portrait showing up. But this type of thing with enhanced, like Ralph said, we've had this thing out for 6 years, and we've just collected customer feedback and some nice ideas from having it being used in the field for so long. Okay, the app supports Android 8 and above if you have your own device. Okay, I did see a question here about iOS support. Unfortunately, the answer is no there. We don't support the Apple line of hardware or software. It's on our roadmap. Okay, we're evaluating the work it'll take to develop for iOS. So if you do need iOS, and you have some specific customers or applications, please contact your sales manager, and we will get that feedback into our development group. Okay, as I mentioned, it's a licensed option on your Secure server. Okay, it's a la carte. Okay, 1 license per device, and we do support 6 main languages for the app. Okay, you see them listed out there. If there's any other language that we need to add, again, please let us know. Raf, I mean, how's the language support been so far?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. We cover major languages, and as you said, if there are special requirements, additional features and functionalities required, please contact our sales or pre-sales team. Talk with us, give us also the feedback, because that's the only way we can grow this device and this solution actually for the future. So yeah, your feedback is welcome on this.
Yeah, good. Okay. So here are the part numbers. Okay, just to guide you through how to order this thing. We kind of divide up into a few different sections here. The first is, of course, your licensing on the server. You can either buy a one-off license for a Go Reader unit, or you can buy a 5-pack, and we do offer you a pretty decent savings here when you buy 5. You know, it's around 30%. So for customers that need a bunch of them, just get a few 5-packs. Then you have your professional services part numbers for those units that need that custom configuration. Okay, the first unit is this part number, then every additional unit will give you a hefty discount as well, because we're through the science project phase of it and getting the testing all done for those configurations. Okay, then for the Access ER, the new all-in-one hardware device, you start off by ordering the main unit, first part number here. I would highly recommend the docking station. Okay, then you have your options. You got your case, your holster, and they can buy an extra battery or two just to have some available. When you need to, do 2 back-to-back shifts, for example. Okay, and these part numbers are all in the June price book, by the way. They're available to order now. We do have stock. Okay, and then for the bring your own device read heads, we have the 2 new Wave Nano units, one for Prox, one for iClass. And then we've also continued support for the first read head we offered, which is this RS3 read head that communicates to the unit by Bluetooth. It's not a physical connector thing, it's a Bluetooth pairing. And this is still actually a very nice application for transportation, for shuttles, for buses, because in those cases you want to have the read head separate from the unit. So the read head is more towards where the passengers can walk in and swipe, and then the unit is more towards the driver. So he or she can see, the access granted or denied status as people swipe. We had one customer that placed, they had minivans, and they placed this read head in the back seat with Velcro. Okay, and it was for a corporation. They want to make sure just corporate employees were using these free shuttles to get back and forth, and not just anybody off the street. So the unit itself, the Android unit, was in the front seat on a little pedestal stand for the driver to manage. So for the RS3s, we also have the 2 different models. These are multi-tech units. One is for Prox and smart card serial numbers, and the second is Prox with iClass support. Okay, and then marketing. Annika's been super busy here. Annika, what have you been up to?
Yeah, we've been updating some of the marketing collateral. So we have a new data sheet up on the website for this launch. We do have a new product announcement with FAQs coming. We have a great presentation that you've seen here. The web page has been updated with some cool banners and imagery there for the Go Reader. And then I know we had a question about this in the chat as well. This webinar recording will also be on our Learn site as well. So there will be a lot of great videos there for this. We have some social media and LinkedIn posts for you all. And then the technical documents we have up on the website for our integrators and partners. And then we have some really cool videos that Greg Harmon on our sales team has provided. They're really awesome. So make sure to take a look at those.
Yeah, great. One thing, the A&E spec, we did a nice short form spec, for those that are dealing with consultants and they want to include this unit in their specification for a project. Okay, great. Now that is about it. Our last slide here just kind of reiterates the nice use cases that you can consider for using these types of remote devices. And I'm sure we'll think of a few more too as we get the units out and about and in use. You know, we have a very active development cycle. We are looking to maybe have a major rev every 3 to 6 months of this application. So yeah, we'd love feedback. You know, Raf and I are in, you know, product management, and our main job function is to collect feedback from the market, from our customers, and then, you know, massage that into nice requirements for new products. So, you know, keep the feedback coming. We do have a few more questions, I think, that have come in.
Yep, so we have some suggestions for languages, and then we have a question about, is this available in India?
Okay, well, languages, yeah. Is that from Louis? I think it is. Yeah, we'll have to take a look at, you know, adding some languages. You know, Louis from our, you know, Asia team, and yeah, there's a lot of options there we can start looking at for languages.
Yep, definitely.
And India, that is a good question. We are still going through the certification for the device for use in India. Unfortunately, there's some extra regulations we're still working through. So bear with us as we, you know, get those regulations done. The Wave Nano is pretty close. So at least you can use the plug-in read head. The full unit is going to take us a little bit more time for India.
All right, and I think that's it for questions, Rick.
Okay, any other questions? Get them in now. And if no other questions are coming in, then I guess that is a wrap. So yeah, thanks for joining. Annika, will there be like a follow-up email or something? We can provide the link to the videos and all that.
Yep, there will.
Great. Okay. Well, that we'll end the webinar. We'll give you 15 minutes back, and thanks for attending. We'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you very much.